Yo, what up guys, it's your boy Legendary here, and today people, we're going to be doing another deck profile. I know it's been a long time. This is actually my first video that I've uploaded on this channel, on the main channel, since the end of last year. I haven't uploaded anything new in a long time, so I'm sorry for that. I've been doing a lot. I got a new job, and I had to transition there, and then I've also been making content on my other two channels, my Ice Master Glazing channel and my Legendary Lancers channel. I wanted to work on those and put some content out for that channel, so I was kind of more focused on that. I wanted to have some fun doing some other content, and like I said, I'm dumping a lot of my fun stuff on the other channel. This channel is going to be only for deck profiles and for those live character duels that we do. So being that it's exclusively only that, I kind of wanted to take a break from doing deck profiles and kind of work on some other content and have some fun doing that. So I am going to be doing more deck profiles. Obviously, I'm doing this one. This is the Yuto Phantom Knight deck profile for 2025. So I'm excited to finally showcase this deck. I was also taking a little while with this deck. I also want to thank Anthony Engelmeyer. He's been waiting for this Yuto deck for many months, probably even since last year, because when I did the Shun deck profile, I said Yuto was coming next, and that was many months ago. So thank you for your patience. I'm sorry it took so long. I've been busy with a lot of stuff, and I just have been honestly a little bit lazy when it comes to recording deck profiles. I've just been kind of doing a lot of other stuff and been more motivated for that. But I'm here. We're finally going to be doing it. Another reason why it took so long to get this deck profile specifically done was because I was trying to see if I could just run one copy of each Phantom Knight monster to see if I could make the deck work. And it does still kind of work, but it's still a little slow. Because there's only one of each. There's really not a lot of Phantom Knight monsters, so I did just have to run multiple copies just to make the deck function. I am hoping that soon Konami will create a new wave of support specifically just for Yuto and his Phantom Knights and Dark Rebellion and all that stuff. He has a lot of really good stuff already. He just needs some more main deck stuff, in my opinion. So I would really want him to get hopefully in the next set or the next set after that, I just want him to get 10 new support cards. I think he needs like at least 3 or 4 new main deck monsters. I want some level 2s, right? He has a rank 2, but we can't really summon it all that appropriately. I think we could summon it with Raider's Knight, but it's very hard to summon that card, and it's a very powerful card, but it's very hard to bring out because you can only bring it out with the Phantom Knight's trap cards. So it's very tricky. So we need level 2s, and they could give it an effect that makes it be treated as level 3 and 4 for a Dark Xyz monster or whatever, or Phantom Knight or Dark Rebellion, right? So they could still make it work, but we need the level 2 so we can go into the rank 2. But yeah, we need some monsters. Anyway, this ended up being a rant about what Yuto needs, but he needs he needs some more stuff. If he can get 10 new support cards, a whole new wave, just like Reiji just got in the most recent set, he got 10 new support cards. If Yuto can get the same, that would be incredible. Some more traps, some more spells, all that stuff, 2 new Xyz, whatever. Anyway, let's get into the deck profile. Sorry, I'm rambling. I just kind of want to explain where I've been and why I've been taking a while with this deck and all that. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick catch-up because it's been a long time since I have made a new video. But anyway, let's get into the deck profile. Sorry for all the chatting. Alright, so let's get started with the monsters. So I'm running 2 copies of Phantom Knight's Agent Cloak, 2 copies of Silent Boots. Like I said, I have to add copies because there's just not enough monsters, and it doesn't work too well without the copies as of right now. So we need more monsters, and then we could run one of each in the future, but we'll see. Then we got 1 copy of Ragged Gloves. We got 1 copy of Phantom Knight's Steeled Greaves, 1 copy of Phantom Knight's Torn Scale, and the new support card right there. 2 copies of Fragile Armor. These are the level 4s right here. We got the Phantom Knights of Gloven Helm. We got Raider's Wing right here, and we got Armageddon Knight. He obviously doesn't own this card. This is a card that I added into his deck because it synergizes well with his deck, because all his monsters banish themselves from the graveyard to search and stuff like that. So it synergizes perfectly. It's a level 4, it's a warrior, it's a dark. It literally fits perfectly in the deck, so I feel like it would make perfect sense. He's a knight, it's a Phantom Knight deck, so it just works out on every category. So There we go. Those are the monsters. Like I said, low monster count. That's kind of how he runs his deck. He runs a lot of trap cards. That's kind of, you know, the theme of his deck. He has a lot of trap monsters as well. Speaking of the trap monsters, we're going to do trap cards next. So we're going to do the trap monsters first, since these are technically also monsters in the deck, right? Because they're trap monsters. We got 3 copies of Phantom Knight's Shadow Veil. It would be kind of cool to see a new version of this card, because this is kind of old and kind of slow. So if we could get like a new version of this for new support, that's a lot stronger and faster, that would be great. So we'll see. Then we got 2 copies of Phantom Knight Lost Vambrance right there. Then we got 2 copies of the Phantom Knight's Wrong Magnet Ring. There we go. And then those are all the trap monsters right there. And then for the other Phantom Knight cards, we got Phantom Knight's Fog Blade, very powerful. Phantom Knight's Sword. We got Phantom Knight's Wing. And then we have Raider's Unbreakable Mind. This works with both Raid Raptors and Phantom Knights, so it works well with both of them whenever you Xyz, or whenever you rank up. Then we have Booby Trap E, another Yuto trap card. And then for non-Yuto cards that I added in there that synergize with the deck well, obviously we got Xyz Reborn. Then we have Call of the Haunted, and we have Escape from the Dark. Since he banishes his Phantom Knights a lot to search and stuff, this would work really well to bring one of them back out and then go for Xyz summons and then banish again, and you know, and do the whole shenanigans. Next, we got the spell cards. For the spell cards, we got the Phantom Knight Spear right there, and then the only 2 rank ups we have, which is the Phantom Knight's rank up Magic Launch, and then Phantom Knight's rank up Magic Force. So that's it. Those are the only 2 rank ups. We could use one more, maybe something that ranks down as well, maybe, who knows, I don't know. But we got 2 rank ups. Then for support cards that synergize well with the Phantom Knight theme, like I said, I only add support cards that specifically work with the theme of the deck that I'm trying to complete. I don't add just random stuff like Mirror Force and all that stuff and Solemn Judgment or none of that. I only add cards that specifically work with the play style of the deck. So I added Foolish Burial for obvious reasons. You send you send your Phantom Knight monsters to the graveyard, and then they banish themselves to do more searching. So that's why that's there. It's perfect. Then we got also Foolish Burial of Belongings, because he has a couple Phantom Knight trap cards in there that activate from the graveyard. You could banish it to special summon another Phantom Knights, or you know, if you get attacked directly, you could bring out I think his Shadow Veil or whatever. So it synergizes well with the cards that he actually runs. And then we have Reinforcement of the Army. Obviously his whole deck is warriors, and they're all level 4 or lower, so it searches out his whole deck. Next, we have Allure of Darkness, obviously a support card. You draw 2, you know, you banish a dark monster to keep your hand. If not, they all get banished. So it's a risk, but it is there. Use that wisely. Remember, there's not as many monsters in the deck, so that one's a little bit more risky to use because you're less likely to draw a monster, but so just be careful with that one. Then we have Emergency Provisions right here. Yuto used that card, so he does have that. We have the Warrior Returning Alive, obviously a full warrior deck right there. Then we have a Pot of Acquisitive. Oh my gosh, Pot of Acquisitiveness. Yes, there we go. This is a quick play pot card. It's specifically for monsters that are banished, right? You target 3 of your banished monsters, shuffle all 3 into the deck, then draw 1. So it works perfectly because they all banished themselves in order to search. So you're gonna have a lot of them banished, and then you could just, you know, shuffle them back in to draw a free card, which is awesome. Then we have Burial from a Different Dimension for the same reasons, right? You dump your Phantom Knight monsters back into the graveyard so that you can banish them again in order to do more searching. So once again, synergizes perfectly with the deck. Then we have a Parallel Twister. This is kind of cool because you can get rid of a spell or trap card on the field to just pop any card on the field. And since you have a lot of trap monsters and stuff like that, and you know, you have a lot of cards that you could get rid of just to get a free pop. So I figured that would be useful in there. And for the final spell card, Monster Reborn. Very simple, very straightforward. You got Monster Reborn right there. Alright, for the extra deck, we're going to start with the rank 2 the Phantom Knights of Cursed Javelin. Like I said, this card is very hard to summon in the deck because it doesn't summon level 2s very often. You can only do it with the trap. So please, Konami, create level 2 Phantom Knight monsters that summon themselves quickly so we can summon this. This is a very powerful card. It's a quick effect, negate, and it drops, I think, the opponent's monsters attack to 0 as well. So it's literally very powerful, but it's hard to summon in the deck because it doesn't, none of its effects like make anything become like level 2s. So it's actually really hard. So please, Konami, just get it together. Just create some level 2s. Just 2 level 2s at least, right? Because this whole deck searches a lot. So just 2 level 2s and we're good to go, right? And then we have the Phantom Knight's Break Sword right there. Then we have Raider's Knight. This works obviously perfectly with Raid Raptors and Phantom Knights, as well as Dark Rebellion, so that's all there. Obviously, this is only focused on Phantom Knights, so there's no Raid Raptor stuff in here. It's not a mix of the two. It's just Yuto only, but this, like I said, works with both archetypes. So then we have Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, the Ace. Then we have his evolution, Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon, super powerful card. And then we have Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon, a nice little Raid Raptor Dark Rebellion fusion right there, which is pretty cool. I like it, very powerful card. His support is very good so far. I love the way the deck works. It's one of my favorite decks in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Not my favorite deck, but one of my favorite decks. It just needs a little bit more. Like I said, it needs more monsters. Obviously, I'm thinking, you know, more, I guess selfishly, because the only reason I want new support is because I build character decks and, you know, I like doing the one copy of everything. I know Shun has multiple copies of his Raid Raptors, but that's a little different in my opinion. His deck doesn't like search a lot. Like these Phantom Knights, they all search each other out. So it kind of works well. Raid Raptors are just kind of a sworn deck that just, you know, summons rank 4s and then ranks up. But anyway, I love this deck. It's a lot of fun. It needs more support. If we could get 5, that would be great, but I would love 10, but I'll settle for 5 new support cards, 2 or 3 main deck monsters, a new Xyz, a spell trap in there, you know, this and that. But I'm super excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Try this deck out. I will have an updated one, hopefully, once we get you support. And like I said, I'm going to shave it down to 1 copy of each Phantom Knight. Hopefully it can work out that way. We'll see. And if not, whatever, we'll still upgrade the deck, make it even stronger. But anyway, God bless you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you, Anthony, for waiting so long. I'm so sorry that it took this long to get this out, but I hope you enjoy it. Feel free to make whatever changes you guys want in the deck. If you don't like what I did with it, that's okay. Feel free to change it as you please. You don't have to tell me like, oh, you should have added this, or you could just add whatever you want. Feel free to change it however you want. This is just how I wanted to build the deck for myself. So, God bless you guys. I love you guys. I will see you guys in the next deck profile. You know, whatever I make next. I have Yuki's deck that is updated that I need to make a deck profile for that. I have Joey, and I think I have Kaiba as well. I also need to finish Revolver. I got to do Soul Burner. There's still a lot of decks I have to do. So, I don't know when the next one's coming out because, like I said, I'm doing so many different projects that I don't know when the next time is coming out. But I finally got this one out many months later, so I'm sorry for that. But anyway, God bless you guys. I love you. I'll see you in the next video. Gotcha. Peace.